Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. I know you're very happy to see me as well. So, welcome back to another great episode of After Game Night Podcast. Tonight, for now, and just for now, I'm here by myself. So don't worry, there will be more people coming out, and will be a lot of surprises. But first of all, I would like to thank you all for being patient with us. There has been a couple of weeks, tough weeks for us. You know, adulting is happening right now in our lives. So for those, I think pretty much all our audience is going through all these difficult situations on a daily basis. So I know and I hope you understand. Anyway, I don't want to start this episode with sad news or whatever. Why not to start bringing our guest of honor of tonight's episode? He's just, how can I introduce him? He's just the happiness of every convention that I've been. I met him, I think it was a couple of years ago, things like that. He will validate this information. So let me bring to the stage my dear friend, Dom, from Welcome to Boredom.
Hello. Hello. It is such a pleasure to be a part of this podcast. Thank you so much, Masked Meeple. Thank you for
Man,
inviting me.
yeah,
And as well, you promised me after the show you would show me what you look like under that mask. So I've just got to know. And so I'm super excited about that because I think I met you at I do believe it was Gen Con 2023. That's when it was.
let me say something about that because maybe you don't remember, and now it is coming to my mind right now. The first time we met was on PAX Unplugged. That was the very first time. I remember because you sent me a DM. I remember I created a reel there. You saw it and you DM me. And it was like, what? Dummies DM me? It was like, for me, it was like a huge surprise. It was like, oh my God, the dumb is DM me and he want to meet me. It was like, wow. Wow, it was crazy at that time. But it was, I mean, the time we met, it was like really awesome. You know, first time, first wars, first exchange of ideas and things like that. And you invite me to create that reel when I supposed to act surprised by your southern accent.
Yes, I remember that now. That was PAX Unplugged 22. You are correct. I apologize. Time passes me by like there's
I
no
know.
tomorrow. It's a blur. But that was my very first tabletop gaming convention,
Wow.
and that was such a thing where like it was so much to me having feeling that because there was a lot going on in my life at that point in time. I was starting my job in the board game industry. Um, you know, I was having so much just go on where a lot of content was being put out, and I got approved that year for a media badge for the very first time, and I was like, "This is surreal. This is like going way too fast." So I'm sorry that I got that wrong. I thought it was a little bit sooner than that, but I stand corrected because there was that reel that you said, and it was just think of like The Sims. Think of The Sims where
Hmm.
they talk and it's just it just doesn't make sense. Now add a little bit of a country accent to it, a southern accent to it, and that is exactly what that reel was, where just people are just so confused at what I'm saying, although it sounds normal to me. So it was just good fun. And so that was a good time. That was a good time, a good convention, and still one
Mm,
of my favorite conventions to go
definitely.
to. At the time of recording this right now, I'm
Right.
excited to be going to that. So I just got my media badge today approved. So super excited.
Awesome. And I know I'm not the appropriate person to talk about accent because, I'm a Mexican person. I'm 100%. So I know for sure I have I won't say a terrible accent, but it's just trying to do my best, you know. And
No,
we're
no,
just
no.
trying to figure that out all this time. But no, I'm truly the first time somebody said like, "Oh, I have like a southern accent," of the, I don't know, the different thing. Like you didn't realize, just you don't realize until you really, are in front of certain person and start talking and communicate that way. But it's like, oh yeah, you sound like in the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the movies are not fictional at all. I mean, they're
that's
real person.
oh
Uh,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
but
They
it's
they
okay.
try. It,
It's
it
okay.
it is art imitating life. That's what that
Exactly.
is, and so
Right. Right.
it's a wonderful thing. And so,
Yeah.
but
And
I am. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, just want to say like yeah, talking about, we are talking about you have like this southern accent. Can you share with the audience a little bit of your background in this for those that I'm not saying there's a lot of people out there that doesn't know you because I know you're pretty famous. So
No,
I just want for those that doesn't know you yet, just to a brief introduction, where we can find you, what kind of content you share, and when did you start with this, or in this hobby, like 100%, and when it became your work, right? Because this is part of your daily activity, your work right now. So if
it
you want
is
to share that with us, will be great.
absolutely, absolutely. So, um, I'll be brief and just say when I was in college in 2012, 13, I rented out a house with a couple of roommates, and we were trying to figure out what else can we do besides play video games and
Mhm.
watch Netflix and other things like that. What else could we do? And it came to the idea of where we could play a board game. I remember my roommate Peter. He brought out Settlers of Catan, and I had never heard of that. I was like, "What is this?" And we began playing.
Mhm.
Well, anyways, fast forward to that. That dove me in. I like dipped my toes into it. I think at that point in time, by the time I graduated college in 2015, I was dipping my toes in. Had probably around 9, 10 games, and I thought, "Whoa, this is a lot." I was going, "Whoa, I'm going crazy here," and
We're gonna talk about your current collection in a moment, but yeah, go ahead.
oh, we'll get to that. But after that, I kind of took a break. I took a break, didn't play as much, didn't play as often.
Mm,
And then all of a sudden, in around 20, I'm going to say 2019, 2020, somewhere around in that realm, is when I started to say, hey, you know what? It's been a while since I bought a board game. I think a new board game would be fun because I've outplayed Pandemic and Ticket to Ride and all of those. I've
mm.
outplayed them. They've done their due diligence. It's time to find something else. And I was like, there's got to be more out there. Didn't know that there would be that many, but I was very surprised by that. And so I ended up, and so where I truly dove in was I bought the very first game was Horrified by
Mm,
Ravensburger, and
mhm, mhm.
and that was the game that really got me into more of it. And then right around 2021, somewhere in that range, I was somewhere around that range. That's when I said, you know what? I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have all these accounts and stuff like that, but I never posted anything. And I said, I don't see a community on TikTok. That was the first place. That was the first big place because I
Oh,
actually I actually created an Instagram account thinking that I could, you know, um, create memes, just post memes. Like that's all I was going to do was post pictures, post
Okay.
memes, things that I would create. That's what I originally wanted to do.
But not related
And
to board games, just memes, general
no,
memes.
just about board games, but just
Oh, okay.
memes. Like
Okay.
there's memes of Catan, I think is what it is.
Oh my
That's a good
goodness.
example. Yeah, they were
Yes.
a big influence to me. I was like, well, let's just do
Mhm.
general board games. And
Mhm.
then I started to say, let's post some videos on TikTok, see where that goes. And I started out making lists. And I would do one video for one entry on a list and do a top 10. So I do 10 videos of just,
I see.
back to
Mhm.
back. This is games that I enjoyed, games I play. And it gained traction. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden, like I was like, I don't, and as well, my content kind of switched and changed a little bit in the fact that I went from all I'm doing are these lists. Let's try to do something a little more fun and try to do, things like that. And that's actually like it's the lists and me just talking like I am now, where the
Mhm.
word boredom came from. Because I said,
Oh,
I'm boring all of you. Welcome to boredom. And then I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. And
mhm.
that's where that stuck. And so I expanded out my content and the way that I create. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing to just see and witness and to go from making lists to now doing overviews and how to play and unboxing videos with weird intros, to get people's attention.
I
Uh,
love those, by the way, but yeah.
Thank you, thank you. And then the next one just being memes and sounds because I watched a lot of TV growing up and
I
played a
see.
lot of games and stuff, and so I use those sound bites and make it relatable. So it's like a niche in a niche in a niche in a
Mm.
niche, and it's just so funny how
Mhm.
that works out. And so all of a sudden, people thought it was funny. And I mean, I'm grateful for the amount of people that I have following me, but I was just like, whoa, this is wild. And so since then, um, again, I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. So I'm sorry,
No, that's
uh,
okay.
but I had several like videos blow up on and go viral on TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube. And because of that, I was just doing this because it was a hobby of a hobby,
Yeah, exactly,
a
exactly.
hobby
Right.
about a hobby. Yeah.
Right, right,
And
right. Yeah.
so it ended up turning out to be that my company that I work for now, they saw my content and they said, "Hey, you look like you really enjoy board games. Would you like a job?" And I thought this was a scam.
Oh,
I was like, "What is this?"
of
It's like
course.
nobody's ever reached out to me for wanting to do to give me a job. They just wanted to get, talk about my game or anything like that.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, it was just a very interesting thing. And luckily, if it wasn't for the lady that was my coworker, at would eventually become my coworker. She's not with the company anymore, but if I hadn't have reached out to her and said, "Hey, is this legitimate? Is this person real?" Like, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Yes,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
this is the manager." I'm like, "Okay, great. All right."
This is
So
actually happening, yeah.
yeah, so I started the week after that PAX Unplugged. It was actually
Wow.
2 days
Mhm,
after that PAX Unplugged that I met you at, and
mhm.
that was the first convention I went to, and now I get to as a working for a board game manufacturer as their salesperson, and I get to travel the
Wow.
world and get to have just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Not it's it's tough because I do what I can when I go to these conventions to play games, but sometimes you just can't. You just don't have the time
Mhm.
because I got to bounce around from one meeting to the next, to the next, to the next, and so that's hard when you have just from like 9 or 10 in the morning until like 6 p.m. Because I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I got a meeting at this time, I got a meeting at this time in the morning, and then I got a schedule to go to lunch. I got to eat something, otherwise I'm not going to be useful for the
Yeah.
day. Oh, I got to take a water
I'm
break.
gonna fade out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so it's just one of those things where I was like, that's how I am. So I try my best to play games, but I will say 2024 is the first year since starting back playing games in 2019 that I have played the least amount of games. And that's funny to say, but I've also dove into a TCG also. So
Okay.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. Right,
I
right.
am deep in that TCG right now, and so it is like I'm head first, dove right into it, and I'm like I'm all in with
Yeah.
this. So
Okay.
that's been where I'm at. But I have still played my fair share of board games. I'm not going to sit here and lie to the audience.
Yeah, no, no, no. That's great. I mean, I'm listening to you, and for me, like every time we're talking about something from the beginning, I have a question, and another. But let me just ask you a couple of questions right now. So first is like,
Absolutely.
it called my attention that you said that about 2013 or so, where you were still at college, you start playing, right?
Mhm.
And from that point until like it passed about 7 years, if I'm not wrong, where you were only playing like the same 9 or 10 games, like the basic one, like Pandemic or things like that. So you were only you were only restricted to play those games for those years, and then let's say from 2020 to 2024, in 4 years, I think you have played like I don't know. I don't know how many, but hundreds of games so far, I
Hundreds,
think, right?
hundreds. Yes, that's correct. And so I'm gonna let this be known. I have played Settlers of Catan 300 times. Now that may
Wow.
not seem like a lot, but to play in the board gaming sphere, it depends on
Uh-huh.
who you are. To some board gamers, they're like, "That's not a lot in 1 year," but that also is like it was like every weekend play it a couple of times throughout the weekend, sometimes during the week, and it just depended on how it went. And I was so surprised that somehow, some way, I lost almost every single game. I have a record. I have a record. I'm not joking with you when I say this. I have a record of I think it was we ended up having it. I think the total was we counted it up. It was 304 times that we played,
Wow.
and I have a record now. I'm just letting you know a record of 5 and 290 whatever 899 something.
Wow.
It
That's
was
yeah, that's in fact a
I
record, of course.
yeah, I was now that's the thing you gotta know about this. I love playing games, but I'm not good at them.
I mean, at the end, you can just say like, what is the meaning of playing games? Just have fun, you know.
Of course.
That should be, the main statement every time. But sometimes with people, if you play with me, let's say, at the beginning you will be like, okay, we can have like a friendly game, things like that. But if at the moment somebody shows like uh trying to be competitive, I will be merciless. I mean, I will not touch my heart at all.
You
It
you
will be
get
like,
you
if
get
you
you get
show me
one
that
pass.
feeling, I will be like that. Yeah.
One pass, that's it.
Yeah.
One game, that's nice. Next one, it's done. Like that's
I mean,
it. We're competitive, and that's the way that that's the way it was playing with friends. That's the way it was. Like
yeah.
like no joke. Settlers of Catan. Like I have fond and great memories of it playing because in that house that we rented out for college, um, I remember distinctly, like, I was this close to winning and how badly I wanted to win. Like, I was like, "Here are I need this from you.
Uh-huh.
Here's a couple of other, things that I don't need, and here's $20." Like, I'm just
Wow. Wow.
and you wanna know
And
you wanna know the sad thing about it? They didn't
you
take
lost.
it, and I lost,
Oh.
and I'm so
Oh my God.
Oh,
Uh,
man, I was
uh,
but it was that competitive nature that made it fun, and that's there's an aspect of it where there's
mhm.
disrespectful competitive nature and
Right,
there's,
right, right, right.
like, having fun, and that's what we would do is whatever your term of fun is, when I'm comfortable around you as a player,
right,
it's a whole different world. Like, I feel like that's one thing is we get around each other and we're just all,
right,
like,
right.
I don't want to make anybody mad. I don't want to upset anybody, things like that. But when I'm comfortable with you, ruthless. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
right, right,
"Fine,
right.
dude, I'll do anything to win." So, type
I
of
I
deal.
I always say my friends like first time I play with you, I would like to know you through gaming, like
Mhm.
if you play this way like that, okay, you are not like taking a lot of time or really because I have like a variety of friends in terms of gaming, let's say. There are some friends that just playing for to have fun or because they like the game, they like this, or maybe I don't know whatever the reasons. And also, I have friends that are tough, are really tough playing. So with them, I cannot just. I mean, I always enjoy playing, but as you say, but it's different, and it's up to you to enjoy the games depending on the group of
Right.
people you're playing with, and it's fine. I mean, you learn that through the to time and through the years or whatever. But it's the beauty of the games, I think, as well, the board games, because it allows you to play differently with different persons, with different people, and adapt to whatever the environment or whatever the group is or you're playing with is really nice. I like that very much. So,
Yeah, I do too. So
so
go ahead, go ahead. Let's
and
let's.
the other question I had is like, I mean, for me it sounds like at some point you made it, like you had the dream job that at some point a lot of us have been dreaming of, being in this hobby, in I will not say this industry because we are not like part of the in at any industry, we're just part of a hobby or a community, right?
Mhm,
But once you start like getting involved more directly with now with companies, with publishers, with blah blah. Now you become part of an industry.
mhm,
I think, right? I mean, that's my logic. It doesn't mean it's bad, but it's things like, as you said, maybe the very first convention you attended was like for fun. It was like just enjoying, playing, meeting people, looking around, whatever. But the very next convention, it was completely different, or
yes.
something like flip over and just change the page and change the script, and not that it's bad, it's just different. But at the same time, you really appreciate, or I mean, it happened to me as well because the very first two convention I attended was PAX Unplugged, and then my very first GameCon, it was wild because it was like, wow, what's going on here?
Mm.
It's huge. I was walking, I was tired at the end of every day,
Mhm,
for walking, playing, buying, whatever. But the next year, I started working as an associate with Panzer's games,
mm,
demoing games, things like that. But I was working part time with them, so
mhm.
it's different. And then you start, like you say, attending meetings and this and that, and this. It's a different way to enjoy. I'll put it that way, enjoy or just be part of conventions, which is not bad once again, but it's different and it feels very different from
It
one to another,
does. It
right?
really does because you're going there and I would say you're going in there and if you're just a person who's attending a convention, you're going in there, you're kind of picking and choosing, what am I taking home? What am I going in there to get? What do I
Right.
want? Type of deal. And then when you go to actually go in there to work, it's a whole different side to it because for you working with Pandasaurus at that point in time at that convention, you were probably uh, I'm guessing you were teaching people games
Hmm.
or trying to
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sales and things like
Hmm.
that. So yeah,
Yeah.
you have your own job in that. Same thing in my sphere in my realm. Most of the time people are asking me, "Oh, can you make this?" And
Hmm.
can you make this? Can you make it affordable? What do you suggest? What do you think?
Hmm.
And it just really helps that I am a gamer and I know what people like me who game what they like, and as well being able to say, here's an option that can help your business save a little bit of money and still be a good quality and what you want it to be, and to
Right.
have it printed. So for example, like, no matter any plastic minis that you see are
Mhm.
incredibly expensive, because the very first time you make that game, you have to make the mold for that, and that is automatically like $1,000 extra right
Whew.
there.
Huh.
And that's what it is. It's a one-time payment, but like that's the very least that I've ever seen, and it's crazy the amount that it goes into. And where I come in and I'm like, hey, why not try acrylic standees? Why not try
Mhm.
punch out tokens like horrified with standees? And that
Right.
saves you a ton of money. But it just depends on what the person wants and what they want to create and have come to life. If they're set on minis, perfect. That's fine. I'm not going to take that away. The other side is, hey, I'm just trying to help you save a little bit of money. Here's some ideas and thoughts. And so it's a really interesting concept to see that, because as well, I get to talk with new publishers, people who have never even made a game yet, or it's just out on Kickstarter or whatever, and telling those people, hey, I've been working in the industry for 2 years, and I've been a gamer for a lot longer.
Right.
Let me tell you what I would say would be the good path to go down, and
Right. Right.
things
Right.
like that. Because so many of them come to me and they're like, "What do you suggest?" And
Mhm.
I'm like,
Mhm.
"I'll be more than happy to tell you." So if you haven't figured out, dear
Mhm.
listeners or anyone else, I enjoy talking a little bit. So
Right. No, I mean, and I think at some you can also consider yourself as an insider. Insider in a way, like, you know, as a gamer what to expect from a game, but at the same time now you have the possibility to make it happen,
Mhm.
in an affordable way, but at the same time taking care of not losing, I will not say quality, but maybe to still have the attention that the game deserves by just changing some details and make a win-win, from both
Mhm.
sides. Deliver a game that will be enjoyable for, I mean, by the players, and then at the same time it will be affordable for the publisher, the way they produce things like that. And maybe, I don't know, it's a whole new world. Just by listening to you again, it creates me like a huge idea, like, wow, 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 I would like to know more and more and more. And I think at some point we will have the chance to keep talking, maybe for hours and hours, and extend this conversation and
Of
guide more
course.
like for the things like that. But it's been, I mean, like I said, we've been looking for this chance to have you here, and so you can share your experience with the audience
I
and
would love
with
to.
us as well, because it's really nice. We also try to invite people from different parts within the community. We have had here illustrators, we have had here new or brand new, not brand new, but uh, persons that will launch their Kickstarter for the first time, or
Mm.
persons that that are just content creators, friends, blah blah.
Mhm.
So try to um, take from all the angles of this community, because I mean, you don't realize how big it is until you start interact with other people and start
Mhm.
like talking to them, and knowing more from them, and learning and blah blah. And it's amazing. And like I said, it's all comes just for a game in a box. So it comes,
Yeah.
and you have that, just the whole universe that you can discover, just to know that behind that box is a lot of people involved, and a lot of
Mhm.
people that has been taking care of a lot of details, blah blah. It's crazy, it's really crazy, but it's really interesting to know about it.
It really is. It really is. And, that's the thing that I'm thankful for, because I can look at a game now and know why it cost what it cost. And I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, this is probably what's on the inside. Otherwise, the company's just losing money.
Right, and it makes you appreciate more everything about the game, from the design, the production, and then the game itself. So
It does. It
it's
really does.
great. It's just great. Yeah. So thank you. Really appreciate your insight here,
Of
and
course.
we wish. I mean, in my personal thought, I'm very happy to have the chance to meet you, to have this interaction. For now, for 2 years, mm, pro, 3 years. I think it was 2 years. 3 years. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm also losing count of the time. But yeah, from whatever the time we have met already, I'm
Mhm.
very grateful for that. It's been a pleasure. It's great to have this friendship. I will say with you.
Of course,
Uh,
and it's a pleasure to be able
Pleasure.
to join you and help you in your ventures and here as well. I'm happy. I'm more than happy to help. I'm a good. I consider you a friend, and I consider this to be nothing but a privilege to be here and as well get to name off some crazy, wacky things about me that and the way that people are going to say so many mean things about me about this gaming list that we're going to get to eventually. So.
I mean, the audience already know me and they know that that's me, but this is me. I mean, this is the person with the mask.
Mhm.
It's that is the character, and they love it. So don't worry. They know they're prepared for that. They know what to expect.
I
So
love it.
now getting into it, let's go first to our very first section of our episode. So we normally just talk about a couple of games, one, two, three, whatever games you wanted to share with the audience that you have recently played. Doesn't matter if it has been like yesterday or 1 week ago. The games that you remember that you have played recently and you want to
Mhm.
share with the audience. So if you want to share some of those, will be great.
Okay,
What
absolutely.
were your insights about those? Mhm.
I got to so here as I've said before, I'm
Mhm.
into a TCG. So the game most recently that I've played is my TCG that I am involved in and playing, and that is the One Piece trading card game. It is
Wow.
such a fun game. It's so hot right now. I can't find anything at all. Like no joke, they just released new starter decks on Friday of this recording. So whenever that, just 3-4 days ago, so the 24th of October, just released it. Can't find them anywhere. They're already gone. I had to buy
Wow.
one on the TikTok shop. Like I had to break down and buy one. They put out like five of them. So, anyways, but I played that over the weekend. That's been very recent. And then I would say board games. Let's actually get into the board games
Hmm.
aspect of it. I played Beacon Patrol by Panda
Beacon
Stores.
Patrol, Pandasaurus, yeah, the solo game.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
is that I played it with other people. I think it's a co-op game, if
Oh,
I'm not mistaken. Is
yeah,
maybe
it's a
that's
co-op game. Yes, yes, it's not.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and it does have a one player. It does have one player, but
Yeah.
I played it, and it was a beautiful game. And then I got to play the original game, but it was funny because I got spoiled because at Essen I got to play I got to play their expansion that's
Their
coming out.
expansion, right?
And I never at that point I had never played Beacon Patrol. Sorry, I never got to play that, but they have their expansion, so I had the expansion. Then I went away and played it at my local game store because I really liked it
Mhm.
at Essen, and it didn't have that expansion. And I was like, I was like, I need
Mm,
that, I need that expansion to
I'll
play. But
back I'll back when you get the expansion. For now, just leave it in. Yeah, it's 1 to 4 players. So
that's what
you
I
were
thought.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
but it's a co-op game. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so, but it was a very fun game to play both at Essen and then over the weekend at my local game store. And let's see, the other one that I would have to say is I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this because I'm gonna be doing a giveaway on my
Oh,
social
awesome. Yeah.
medias for the game. Brand new game came out. Really enjoyed it. It was at Essen, and the game is called PRS. So the game is you're not going to find it on Board Game Geek, so I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Brand
Thank you for the heads up.
brand new board game that came out at Essen by publisher, very first game that they ever printed. It's
Oh,
just a
okay.
simple card game of paper, rock, scissors, or rock, paper, scissors, however you say it. Um, and it is so it's RPS. That's what it is. It's RPS.
Rock,
But
paper,
anyways,
rock.
anyways, Two Bald Apes. That's the name of their company because it's two bald guys running it. Um, but
Clever.
yeah, they had it was rock paper scissors with a little bit of a twist to it, and I thought that was very intriguing, very interesting, in the
Mm,
sense that you had cards that you could play that could do effects. You had cards that you could use as well. You had to be really thoughtful on what those cards were, but you go to head in a matchup to make sure that you try and win those cards. And basically, you keep playing until your opponent is rid of all their cards.
I see.
So
So
it was,
it's a two-player game, so
yeah,
it's one
yeah,
one. Okay,
just two play, one versus one.
love it.
And it was a really fun game. I was very intrigued by that. I thought it was really cool. Really simple little game in a little tiny tuck box that has a lot of shiny on it. It's they put gold foil on it, so it's real shiny and everything. But
Mm,
I'm supposed to be doing a giveaway here in the next couple of weeks with it. I've just been so busy, I haven't had the time to um, record everything to be able to do it. But I did promise them I will get to it soon. So
okay, perfect.
I will be doing a giveaway. Probably at the end of this week is when I'll start announcing it.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna try
Exclusive.
to, yeah,
You
exclusive.
you
I don't
listen
do
here first. You listen
yeah.
here first. So it's
That's
gonna
why
be a giveaway.
that's why
Heads
people
up.
need to come and join us live. People need to be here, you know.
Otherwise, they will miss the chance to, be part and be prepared for that giveaway. It
Of
sounds really
course.
fun. It really sounds really nice. And yeah, we'll be, waiting for the giveaway. The dynamic and everything, because I know you have everything, or pretty much everything prepared for that giveaway. So
Of
we
course.
have to be patient, and whenever it's ready, you will you will make it happen. Um, before we continue, I will have a surprise for the audience and for us, because after a couple of inconvenience, here is, and I would like to invite to the stage as well, the only person that brings balance to this podcast. Adri, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, if you're talking to me, I'm doing well. So thank you.
I'm having
Both
fun.
of you.
I'm having fun. I mean, I'm just like acting like quite of nervous here, because I'm acting like meeting a person that I really admire, and it's like,
Celebrity.
"Oh, I don't know what to do right now." But yeah, I'm trying to do my best, but
What?
having fun, having fun.
Admire, such a strong word. Admire.
Man, it's great. It's honest stuff. No, it's great. I mean, uh, I let me tell you, it's not that I'm not say. Don't take this as I say this to every person that I know, or consider my friend, but all my friends I admire very much, because for some reason I consider them my friends, because there are some things that they do, whatever they do. So
Aw.
I admire you all. That's that's from heart.
Okay,
Anyway,
that makes me feel better. I was like, I don't want to be singled out here. No, 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 no special
I
treatment for
admire
me.
to all my friends. Yeah. So welcome, Adri. Hope you're doing also great, and we are very happy to you being here and join us to this lovely night, Monday night.
Thank you. Right. No, it's been hectic. I've been working a lot, but it's been great so far.
So those games will not being paid by themselves, right? We have to work
Right.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the
That's
inconvenience.
the way it
Once you
is.
are here, it's like an extra. I mean, in my case, is like trying to have them. I don't need another child. I have my hobby, so that's enough. No, no, my hobby, have all
That's
my
your older
my extra
child.
expenses. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I don't need anything else.
yeah, there's only so much begging to publishers that I can do for free games. So I'm
I
joking.
know exactly. Yeah,
I'm
That's
yeah.
true.
joking.
I have like my limit is right now here, so I cannot just request more at this time.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'd love to help out my friends and people in publishing aspect of it, but it's at a point now where I've got so many collaborations to do for the remainder of this year. I can't take on anymore. Like I said, I'm done
Yeah.
between now. Like I said, I'm not taking any more between now and like February of next year. So
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. I was never going to complain
I have
anymore
I have
to
That's
yeah.
25 games to make content for. So
Yeah.
I've got but I look at it like, hey, I've got 25 games to play. So
that's great. Yeah.
Great. Good. Good.
and
Excellent.
so luckily they've been patient with me. So it's just like, hey, I'm gonna be basically since Gen Con to even just right now, it's been a blur. I'm
Mhm.
like, it's been so wild how it's been. So, but it's been a good thing. It's been a very good thing, and busy is a good thing to be. And
I,
so,
I I don't blame you because recently I discovered that I have some games from not this year's GameCon, but the last one that I still, it was like, what? I didn't remember. I remember that I had this year, so
uh,
I don't blame you.
uh,
It's it happens. It happens.
it is. It's a long process. It really is. Even just to do like overviews or how to plays and stuff like that, it is such a long process. At least for me, and
No,
the
it
way that
really
I
is.
do my. Oh yeah, and so everybody has their own specific thing. Like I wish I was as quick as some people. Like I don't know if y'all know
I don't
him.
know how they do that. I don't know
I
why
don't
they have
know.
their
I don't
energy
know.
and their time. I just
Danny
can't.
Standering, Grant
Poof.
Lyons,
Yeah.
Easy Cat, Jason.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
They
yeah.
they all are just like super quick with their editing and things like that. I'm not. I'm like I have to
No,
take my time, and I invest a lot of time into it, and I feel bad for saying that, but I envy their how quick they are because I've seen them edit videos and just do everything like that. I'm like, no, I have to be sitting up for an hour, like making sure everything looks good,
Yep.
and try not to like get emotionally distraught when I misspeak a name or something like that. Like I'm like, I missaid the publisher's name or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but it's a good thing to be able to do because as I was just saying like earlier, like this is a hobby of a hobby. So I'm happy that I can call both of you friends and excellent content creators, even if you want to use that title. But still, either way, whatever title you want to put in there, I
yeah.
I think both of y'all are just
Oh,
fantastic. So
oh, thank you.
y'all
Yeah.
gonna say nice
Yeah.
things
Thank
about
you.
me. I might as well say, I might as well speak from the heart. Darn.
Well, this turns quickly in compliment comments to each other right now. Like, but it's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
we
It's
we
true.
gotta we gotta make a board game about that.
Oh my God! Yeah, why not? I'll, yeah, I'll work on that idea. Yeah.
Competitive kindness. I love it.
Oh, hmm,
I'm
yeah.
more kind than you.
Sounds promising. Sounds promising.
More humble.
Anyway, Adri, you were here just in time to share with us. I know you've been working a lot. You have been very busy lately. So, um, if you have the chance, for whatever reason you have had the chance to play either a, board game with friends or on board game arena, just share with the audience. We're here to listen what you want to share.
So board games and only in board game arena because I have some games with me, but I haven't been able to play any of them by myself because I'll be playing all by myself right now.
Hmm.
And the game that I've been playing recently and I've been really enjoying is Darwin's Journey through BGA.
Ooh.
It's
Hmm.
a worker
Mm.
placement, and you have to complete some objectives. And by doing that, earning victory points. I've been discovering this game, and it's great. And it's also a solo player, so I think I will get it at some point.
Perfect. That's great.
Mm.
But yeah,
And we have a signature question in this podcast that we want to get the answer from Audrey every episode because she is like I don't know how she handles this, but she always had like more than 80 tables open in BGA, like running at the time. So this is the signature question that we always ask her and try to get. It's sometimes like kind of a bet between the other persons in the podcast, like who gets closer to the number of
Mm.
tables that Adris currently have open in BGA. So Adri, how many tables you currently have in BGA open? So I'll say, based on the last time we asked, you are you have like 90 tables open, 90.
Mm. Mm.
What do you think? I'm gonna say just for like something. I don't think Adri has less than 70. That's for sure. Less than 70, I don't think she has.
Okay, okay. So the last one was 90, but we joke, and so the joke being that it's 80. Hmm.
So you may want to take into consideration that I haven't been playing a lot on BGA, so maybe the numbers have decreased a bit.
This
Oh
sounds
my
like a
god.
trap.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want like a bit
Mm.
could be like five less. I don't know, but I will
Okay.
say this time. I will say this time. Then I will stay with 50. No less than 50. That's for sure.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be an exact number. It
No, no,
just
no, no.
No,
It's
says
just
no, no,
whoever
not
gets
at all.
closer. Whoever
over or
gets closer.
under
Yeah,
80.
over and under. Yeah.
Yeah,
Over and under 80.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say under 80, and I'm going to say 73.
Wow, good number. I like that. Adri, tell us who gets closer.
I am at 67 tables.
67. I say 50, so I was 17.
Yeah, so Dom's is closer.
Dom is closer. Good. Yeah. Still,
Mm.
still a lot of tables. My God. I mean, considering you don't have right now enough time to play as you wish, so you have to consider that.
Look,
Right. No, and I've been getting tables a lot. Like they keep on sending me tables, and I'm like, I can't play as much as before, but I'm just like doing my rounds because most of those games are games that I've been playing already, so I know how to play them.
I got to eventually hop on to BGA and all these others that are there. I used to be a massive snob when it came to anything with that. I was like, no, I am going to be playing it on every table, actual table. I'm not going to. This is a video game. What is this?
I
No.
had this. I was just like you, but at some point when I jumped in for I don't even remember why I got in BGA and when, but once I got there, it was like no way back, no way back. So I just want to warning you right now. So be
Of
Yeah.
careful. If
course.
if you want to avoid it, that's okay. That's okay.
Once you're there, you're never going back.
Yeah, you're
Of
never going back. Yeah,
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
and my,
I've got to. I've got to. I've been trying my best to play more games this year, but it hasn't worked out. So
that's what happened
Okay.
with adulting. It's just more
Yeah.
responsibilities.
of course, of course. So, anyways, go ahead. Let's go ahead, y'all.
I just want to share. Locally, I have still like this sparkle of hope in my life. Keeping some friends that are coming to visit my home every week, every Friday, for casual board gaming. And yeah, this week it was not the exception. Will be next week because they are going to travel to Chicago, so we are going to miss them for this week. I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't know. I need to do something. I will need to figure it out. But at this time, I just want to share with you that this past weekend, well, last past Friday, we played a couple of games. One was the second edition of Trekking the World, the game from Underdog Games. So I know the first edition, I don't remember exactly the year, but I think it was a couple of years ago when it was released for the first edition. And then they were so kind to send me over a copy of the new edition, second edition. So I played and I found it very straight. I mean, a game that you can play, very family game, I will say that. A game that you can basically just travel the world with your traveler and try to get some money and then pay for tours. So it's, I will say, is medium to low complex game, but
Mhm.
it's fun. It's the production is neat, um, and it's simple. It's really a really good family game. I like it. I like it. And for my gaming group of Fridays, it was a little bit like, eh. And I will tell you why, because there are, especially a couple of them, there are, as we talked earlier in the episode, they are highly competitive, highly competitive. So they wanted to have something more like, oh, I really need that. So once we finished that game, I said like, okay, you want blood? I will give you blood. So we moved and we play Adrenaline from CGE, which is a this merciless
So good.
robo battling game
Hmm.
when you basically are controlling a robot or a character that is moving around like in a laser tag, but instead of just shooting lasers, you are actually shooting or doing some very hard damage, and they will reward you for being the first to hit the other players or for being the one to actually give the final shot to
Yeah,
to some players. So it
it's
was
great.
one of my games in terms of the pace that I like the game that I like. So that's why I won.
Oh,
I was like, I know how you. I mean, exactly. I tried to um, not being that mean in the game, but it just
But
those
being
kind of
mean.
games.
yeah, he likes
Exactly.
being mean. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I like it, and that's okay.
I,
Like I
I,
said,
I,
everyone
I
loves it.
love the honesty there of just being yeah, not mean, but mean.
Mean.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, because I was trying to find another word, but no, there is no other word. It's
No
just
other
like
word. He likes
just
blood.
like that. But no, it was great. The experience of playing with in real life. It was the first time I played physical game. In the past, I had the chance to play with Adri and Axel, who's not here today, but we played virtually, and I like it. That's why
So
I
great.
also had
Yeah.
that copy, and it was amazing. It was really a good experience. Like I said, maybe it depends on the taste of other players, but in my case, it was like, okay, yeah, this reaffirmation that this is one of the games that I really enjoyed, and yeah, so those were the games that I played recently, and I wanted to share with you. So now that we have
Whoop,
that
whoop.
done, I would like to move to the main topic of this episode. Yeah, the sauce on the dish, the things that will gives flavor and spices to to our dinner. So I would like if you, because we have a great guest tonight, the guest of honor. So I would like to start. I will say that if we say one game at a time, so we can have like a round saying games, and then you know until we have all the games, or we have talked about all the games that we want to share with the audience. And before that, I will just want to point out that for tonight, even when I enjoy being mean, I'm not sharing my list of games for tonight in a meaningful way. Like, it's not that I hate the games that I'm gonna share with you. It's just like the first time I played, I was maybe expecting more, or maybe trying to find a better way to play it. I don't know, whatever the reason is, but it's not because the game is bad or whatever. It's just I don't like it. I got terrified by the first time I played. It was like, what is this? Was my first impressions.
Are
So
we switching places here? Is that because I'm doing this purely out of spite and hate and deep down in my soul wanting to burn it? Like I don't know what you're talking about.
You're switching then.
it's, yeah, maybe
We're
something
switching.
here. It's because we are this close right now.
Right. So you changed, just changed souls. Yes.
I know, but maybe when I start talking about these games, my mind will change as well. I'm going to start talking about the way I used to. So anyway, Dom, would you like to share your first game with us tonight? What is one of the games that first time or maybe after a couple of times you play it, you say like, oh man, this game is just like not for me. I don't like it for some whatever the reason is.
All right, I'm coming. I'm coming out swinging real hard, swinging for the fences here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Far Shore. That's
For
gonna be
sure.
Far
For
Shore.
sure. Oh my gosh. Why?
Okay, so I first was playing it, and I just thought this is Everdell, and I know it's not.
It
I know
is.
it's not.
No, it is. It is. Of course, it is.
And deep in my mind, I thought it was, and I was like, I would just rather get out Everdell and all the expansions that I have and things of that nature. There were some minor things that were different, but at the end of the day, it still was. And for the price point that it was at, that was not worth it to me because I think at the time of its release, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I think I saw it in Target today when I was walking
Mhm.
around doing running errands, and I think it's still at that price point. But I think the Kickstarter was $100, and then it was 75, $80, and stores like Target and stuff like that. And I just, to my mind, I was like, okay, it's the same thing. I've already got Everdell. I'm happy with it. I tried, and I will say this. I've had a few friends convince me to try again, and maybe my opinion will change. I'm not going to sit here and say that, but when I played it, Everdell, like that's all I thought about the entire time. And so
Yep.
I try to take it in a fresh perspective, but this is Everdell. I already own all of Everdell, like all the expansions. Like why do I need this? Why do I why oh the art's different? Okay, great. It's cute. The art is cute. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that, but I just was like, eh. Oh, Audrey, by the way, you missed it. I I said that this is going to be the very first time I ever have any type of critique whatsoever. I've never made content strictly critiquing games. That's
Again,
never
Okay.
been.
you listen here first. So this is
Mm.
just
Yeah.
like one time event. So
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm
not
just
a
saying.
I'm not a reviewer. I do overviews, how to play, silly skits with games in it, weird unboxings, but I do not give my opinions on games. So this is going to be
until
three, yeah,
until tonight.
until tonight.
Until tonight.
This is where I feel uncomfortable. So we're good. It's great.
Yeah. This is just like VGA. Once you're here, is no way back. I mean, from
Mm-hmm.
now on, you're gonna share only your words and the thoughts that you have about games. And I would like to say that I will take this very personal for two reasons. One is because I'm a huge Everdell fan. Adri knows it, Axel knows it,
Same.
and I think you know. But I will say that I also understand what you just said because the first time I heard about this game, it was from the publisher itself. They were so kind again to send me an advance copy to try to promote the Kickstarter before it launches. And it was like a huge new time I heard it for the first time, like, oh my god, it's gonna be a new, brand new, because that was the description they sent us. This is a brand new Everdell game, and I was very excited. They were the only words I heard from them. But it will be like
Yeah.
it will be a brand new Everdell game within the Everdell universe, but it will be like brand new game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very excited. I set it up, I play it, and it was Everdell all over again. And on my defense, I will say like, okay, maybe there's something I'm missing, and
Mhm.
I read the rule book again, maybe missing some details. I was not. It was just the game. If you know how to play Everdell, you know how to play this automatically. There's no,
Automatically, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's why I put it on my list at number 3. There we go. Like
yeah,
that's it. And so
yeah,
I
and
just, and as well, the backlash that came from it, dude.
mhm.
People, y'all, like, I need y'all to understand, like, the amount of people that were so upset that so many like copies of this game were given to content
Yeah,
creators, like
yeah.
ridiculous. And what was that? That was like July 7th. I remember that day. Like it was like there was this,
Wow,
oh man.
it was a
It was
day.
all over Instagram. And the thing that made me very upset, this is a whole different topic, but I'll be quick and short about it. But the backlash that people got for posting that stuff was ridiculous. I saw so many people on different corners of the internet, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, like all these weird places, YouTube comments. I saw so many people just bash on the fact on these people who were getting the game as samples. And I'm just like, don't be mean. Don't be mean that these people are wanting a game or at least a sample of a game. Like this is a completely different topic. And I was, yeah, so like it comes together with like the play of the game and the way that it is combined with that traumatic day that happened in the aftermath.
Yeah.
But it was wild. So, but yeah, to me, Far Shore's just not that good. It just
No,
it's not.
and I get it, totally get it. And in my defense, I will say like I thought I will be one of the few who will receive a copy of this game. And the day we supposed to release our content, that the publisher said like, okay, this is the day that we're going to release, and we are expecting a lot of content, going over for the game to show the people the new game and stuff. Honestly, I got really surprised by the number of people that were posting content about the game, and I was like, I thought I was special. I
Let
think you're
me
on it.
let me go ahead and let you know I knew that was coming. Like I honestly knew it was coming. And here's the funny thing. I
Uh,
was quote cool enough to get a copy, but I posted it 3 weeks after that big day because I was like, I already know what's gonna happen and it's gonna be
wow.
bad.
Next
And I
time I
and
will
actually
touch base with you first because
I remembered it was so funny because I had content for like 3 weeks of where it was like, I have Far Shore in this box, but you don't know if it is or not. I used to just joke about it and laugh because I said, I have this. You don't know if it's really Far Shore or not. It's a box.
Yeah.
right.
And
Uh,
so it was great.
Before we move on, I would like to say hi to Adam from Tabletop
Hey,
Vibes.
Adam.
Adam, thank you for being here. And yeah, he also is commenting about when Furniture Day happened on Insta. It's an event. I mean, we should
It
mark
is.
that day because
Wow.
we all remember that day.
That
It was
day,
crazy.
July 7th, 2023. That's what it is. I remember it exactly to the day.
And his date also, I was not cool enough to be included. Haha, one day. I'll say,
One day. What are you
Adam,
talking about?
no, let me say this. For all, considering all the people that receive and posting content about this game that day, I think the special ones were the ones that did not receive a copy of the game. So I
I think
think
I feel special because I didn't get one. Yes.
so yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, no, crazy. I know. I totally get it. But yeah, I mean, this is Everdell. They're just 100% Everdell. I don't know what was the original plan or not. Maybe because another thing is probably for those who really enjoy Everdell, and don't want to, or they already have like the big box and all the expansions and stuff all put together, and they maybe just want to play with some new friends, introduce the game to new person. Okay, this is a good introduction. Like, I don't want to bring out all the things, all the stuff of Everdell, but I don't know. Just justification. I don't want to say anything else because
We've
it will sound like I'm defending this game, and I'm not. And I'm not.
all right.
Yeah.
I want to hear y'all's. I want to hear what you have. I'm
Y-
curious.
Yeah. Adi, you want to go next?
No, go ahead, my friend. I'm cool.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Just because you asked. And this is a game. Um, Personally, I consider myself fan or follower of certain designers, certain persons who have been creating games that I enjoy a lot.
Hmm.
And I thought it would be like, once you get engaged with the games of that specific designer, you will love everything. And with this game, it was the exception. So the game I would like to share with you is it comes from the very prolific this game designer Rainier Knizia, and the game is San Francisco.
Mm.
So I don't know if you have played this game, but I played it once, and that was enough for me. So San Francisco, how can I describe this game? I just don't like it, and this is a very polite way to say I hate it, because the first time I played, I have a high expectations, and I feel very bad myself for not enjoying the game. Like, maybe I'm
Mm.
missing something. There should be something wrong with the way I'm playing it, you know?
Mm.
And it made me feel very bad. And when it made me feel worse when I discovered, no, I wasn't playing correctly. And still, I didn't like it. And I think it's just, I don't know, I don't feel it fun. I don't feel it like have any sense. It's just like drafting a card, put it in your board, and just like a drawing, literally just picking a card, putting on your board. That's it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even remember exactly all the rules, because I think deep inside my head, this game never happened. You know,
Mm.
it's like the production is good, is decent in terms of what you're having in the board. It looks really nice, that the small buildings here that you build at the beginning of when you unbox the game, you put all together, and you just put all in the box once you are done playing, and every time you play, you don't have to do it again. But I don't know, I mean, the gameplay experience was terrible for me. Terrible, honestly. And like I said, I tried to convince myself that there was something wrong. I watched a how to play video. I read the rule book twice. I played twice, like, trying to convince myself about the game. From a game from Rainer Knizia should be good. Well, clearly not all the games has to be. And yeah, I don't know if this is about the taste of my personal taste of games, but I remember playing games relatively similar to this game in terms of the mechanics,
Hmm.
and there's something missing in this game, honestly, in my opinion. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know if you have the chance to play it, but
I
honestly,
I
yeah.
haven't. I haven't, and I can't say anything about it. But I will take your word for it in in the way that it is played, because that's the one thing that I hate is having a game that it's like I'm sorry, I'm gonna relate to food here, but because I just got done cooking a little a few hours ago,
Ooh.
but but it's whenever something's missing something, like
Hmm.
it's just like there's a flavor that's missing, or
Hmm.
there's like There's like a
Hmm.
texture that should be there, that's different than what this actually is.
Yep.
At that point, you probably should be worried. But this is a board game that we're talking about, and having that moment of where it's like, this could be good, but it's missing something.
Something.
Right, right. And,
And
and and and you can take a look on the game. Like I said, like the pictures are. You take the pictures, and it looks really nice. I mean, you like
Mhm.
to. You probably you like, okay, call my attention. Look at the design. Look at this mini. Boss. It was boss. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. I mean, thematically, no. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Only because it makes you feel like you are actually trying to build San Francisco City some way. That's it. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, it was a perfect. Honestly, it was perfect sample about what is missing in this game. Like something's missing.
so
Something that really j- makes this game jumps out, or at least make it fun.
so if you had the opportunity to change it, what would you have added? What was that thing that's missing? I'm just out of my own curiosity. I got to know.
Probably. I mean, it will be hard for me to say something right now because, like I said, the two times I played, at this point, I don't even remember the entire rules
That's
or the
fine.
mechanics.
That's fine.
So
That's
but I
fine.
the only thing I remember it was like I felt something was missing. Something at the end. Also, probably this was one of the biggest or the things that I felt bad about the game. Like it ended sometimes very quick and sometimes it was very long. So it depends on
Mm,
how you draft the card. It doesn't have like a consistent length, you know,
hmm.
like it doesn't have like a specific number of rounds or something. It was like dependent 100% on how you shuffle the cards. So it could be like very quick game, and sometimes it could be a very long game, and it all depends on how you draft the cards and stuff. Like, man, I mean, I don't like games like this. I really would like to have time to strategize because it's supposed to be like a strategic game, not just a, I don't know. Yeah, like things like that.
15 minutes to 2 hours. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Basically, per
Yeah.
player, it says the
Uh,
box. Oh, no,
Hmm.
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
oh man, I hate that. And so, but it's yeah, definitely something that I'll
Mhm.
at least check out and maybe try to see what you're saying there, because I'm always curious when people are like, it's missing something, and I'm like, what is this
Yeah,
thing we're missing? I want to know. So
yeah, no, 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 no.
didn't mean to put you
I
on the
know.
spot. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, no, that's okay. And um, I think I should be prepared for those kind of questions because it's important. When you're commenting or criticizing something, you should have like arguments to explain. But the only thing is like for some reason, the time I played, I really don't like it. It's like something was wrong. And again, I tried, honestly, I tried like a couple of times to play it correctly or tried to see if I was something wrong. I was doing something wrong. No, I wasn't. Sorry. Anyway, Audrey, you want to share again with us tonight?
Okay, it's not, again, I'm not going to be like sending hate to the game or to the
Oh,
publisher
yeah.
or anything
She,
like
she,
that
she is like that. We believe it.
because
You're always
I
like that.
no I and I also like the publisher a lot because of like the amazing games that they have.
Hmm.
But the first time that I played this was on the table, and I was told that people that had already played the game before would have advantage and would know how to play it a lot better. So I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know, but I was like really behind in like in victory points and in everything, and I just didn't enjoy it that much. I almost end up crying because it was horrible experience. And probably you're going to be like hating me, but this is one of the best productions that they have, and is Fracture Sky.
Oh, look at my
Oh,
face. Oh my.
so shocked. Oh no, no.
Oh my God. Okay.
So the
Okay.
first time that I played Fracture Sky was with Laura and with Ryan when I was visiting them. and they've already played the game before, and they just crushed me. I didn't know if I was doing something wrong, if I was missing something. But yeah, I I didn't hate it because it's amazing, like component wise and the game by itself, and yeah, everything just clicks when you see the game. But I don't know if something was missing out of it, but I just didn't know what I was doing, and at the end, yeah, I didn't actually enjoy playing it. Maybe playing it a couple of more times will help me love it a lot more. But right now, I'm like, I don't think I need this game.
Mm,
Mm, mm.
interesting. Yeah,
Well, that's
and I think this
Yep.
is one. I don't want to say like it's one of these example of game of overproduced games because I had the chance to play it in the two versions they have, like the
Hmm.
deluxe version that has all these minis and the tokens, the magnet tokens and stuff. I mean, in my perspective, it really adds a plus to the game experience, to have everything like that. It feels good, like
Hmm.
I've never played a game that interacts with magnets or things like that, or making this cake and stuff. But I consider this game a very basic ruled game. Like it's just a betting, not betting, but kind of, because you're hitting some the tokens behind your or
Right.
under your ships, and
Hmm.
try to bluff as well at some point about what token are you putting on the certain location, trying to. So I agree with you, because the time I played, I also took advantage of the new players. So I 100% sharing your thoughts here, because definitely when you know what's going on this game, you really could take advantage to the new players. So if you play
Yeah.
mean, you could be really mean playing this game.
Yeah. True.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
never played it. I've heard of it and I see it every now and then, but I've never played it. And yeah, look, if there's an advantage for people who've already played it, then I think that I won't be interested. But I wouldn't be interested in it. But I will say there's a lot of games that I have that actually it's all of them. I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's
And
actually all of them.
first time ever. Yeah.
First time, second time, 50th time, no idea.
No idea.
No clue,
Hmm.
no clue what
Okay.
I'm doing. So, but no, joking aside, like that's pretty rough if you have that aspect of the game to be
Hmm.
just such a huge hindrance to you. Um, as well, Adam with Tabletop Vibes is saying, you have to play this game deluxe. If you need to have the game deluxe to play it, then is it worth it? Is it worth
Exactly.
it?
No, 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 no. Yeah, definitely,
Hmm.
No, no,
Hmm.
no. But
definitely.
I'm not going to discredit what Adam's saying. Like he is a genius, like a gaming like wizard that
Yeah.
Yeah, he
knows
is.
what
Yes.
he
He
knows
is.
what he's doing,
Hmm.
and like I would take that. But at the same time, how much fun is it if you are being taken advantage of in that situation? It's insanely expensive. Well, then it's out of what I want to do. So,
And I,
Right.
no, and
um,
yeah, and also because, like I said, I think the game, once you play the deluxe version, you really would like to have that version of the game, that game, because it's not the gameplay that called your attention. Honestly, It- because if that was the case, it would be like, okay, that's good, but because it's very expensive, it will be just enough for me to have the basic version, or the cardboard version. I don't know what version is the other one, because the gameplay is fun, is great. So I will be just fine. Like, I'll put an example: Anachrony. In my case, I love Anachrony. So I know for sure that I would love to have all the minis. I would like to have all the add-ons and stuff. But even when I don't have it right now, I love the game. and I consider the game a masterpiece in my case. They
Mm,
were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" So I don't really need these add-ons or the miniatures or the stuff, the deluxe stuff,
mhm,
to have fun with the game. But for this game, I truly believe in order to enjoy it, the game experience, you should have the deluxe version, which is an inconvenient, I think. So
mm.
that's
Now,
it.
Audrey, I have a question for you if you don't mind. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So in this game, I'm looking at pictures here. It looks very pretty, and I know it's
Yes.
very pretty.
hmm
Do you think that it is pretty just to make up for the fact of the gameplay and what you experienced? Does that make sense? Like there are some games that they look good, but the gameplay is not that great. Or then there's games that I've played a lot of games where the art was not that good looking, the components were not that good looking, but the game was actually great.
hmm
So do you think that has like the appeal to it or why it's so popular, or do you think it's better for the or do you think that makes better being able to replay the game is because you're seasoned veteran of playing it over and over? Does that make sense in what I'm asking? I'm trying to put this into right words here. Like I guess the question being, although you may not own it, would you replay it, or do you think it just looks good to get attention?
No, I would definitely replay it to see if there was something wrong with it, but
Mm,
I won't get it for myself. I would play it if somebody else has a copy. I would
mm-hmm,
play it again. I will give it another chance. But just by itself, and just because everybody is saying that you have to get a deluxe version, and it does has like an extra value to it if you get the deluxe version. So just by that, I don't have like many deluxe versions of games, so I won't get it by myself because of that. But I will give it another chance for sure.
same. Probably
I,
the only time I get deluxe versions of games are for people who are friends of mine
hmm
that are small independent publishers. So
Right.
yeah,
yeah,
I'm right there with you. Like I don't buy the big companies big deluxe version. So
Yeah.
if you let me add something here, is in particular this publisher, I would like to say it's known for keep a standard or keep a the a good or trying to get or deliver high quality games in terms of production. So IB Studio, the games that I know, pretty much all the games, I don't remember a game that had like a poorly produced or like you know, probably keep some components in a less quality in order to, you know, or I don't know. I'm just talking about the company itself, the publisher. I think
mhm,
this is also part of their signature way to deliver games, like Moonraker. So this one,
mhm,
um, I think in the opposite. I mean, you have Moonrakers that you have the basic version of the game. It still looks great. The
hmm
components, the cards,
hmm
everything is really nice. But the gameplay, you enjoy it even when you don't have it. And the small things that you can add as a deluxe part, you can add it just because they look nice, but they're not necessary. You
hmm
know,
mhm.
True.
I think that's the key with that game. This game is different, in my opinion, as well. It's like the other way.
Or
You have
just do what myself and other people have recommended me to do and things like that. Just go and buy like something off of Etsy, like something small. Like
right.
just do that.
Yeah,
It'll be a
yeah,
lot less. It'll be a lot less expensive. And
Yep.
so,
right.
because I
True.
was just looking up the other day,
Yeah.
somebody wanted me to look up a specific component and what it looked like,
hmm
and I was like, "Ooh, this could go for a lot of like games like Distilled or any of these others." I was like, "That would go great." Do I need these, probably not, but they're $5, so I'm like, why not get it? So,
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
anyways, go
Uh,
ahead. I'm sorry. I don't.
anyway, no, that's
you're
fine.
good.
And so coming back to the list of games. So, Jump, what will be your next
Next.
game?
Yes.
My next game is a very oddly specific game. So bear with me
Okay.
here. It is oddly specific. I love this game, but only in big parties. By that meaning, this is it. This is the game. It is Mysterium, but specifically Mysterium in two players. So, if I'm not mistaken, it is a 2 to 7 player game, as it says there on BGG. All right, just making sure, double checking in case I had to check myself. But I love this game. Played at 6 players, 7 players, 5 players, every other number. I thought this game was fantastic. But then came to the 2 player thing. And I want y'all to understand, I despise that type of game where I have to be on the same wavelength as somebody to get them to understand what I'm saying. I'm terrible at code names. I'm terrible at wavelength. Give that type. That's the same exact feeling that it gives when you're playing Mysterium two
Stereo.
player. And so and so it's just so frustrating is to be able to try and convey what message it is, as well to be able to understand if you swap places with the person. So more specifically, I played this game with my wife, we and we loved it in a larger player setting, hated it in a 2 player setting because we could not get on the same page, because most of it's just simply arguing, how do you get this from this card, how do you get this? Like she literally put a card in my face like this, said, how do you get so
Ah,
we
that's hilarious.
and it's just so funny in how that works. And so I truly just despise that one specifically, just because of the I guess you could say the traumatic event that happened. No, the traumatic gameplay. No, I'm joking. I'm
Hmm.
not going to call it that. I'm not going to call it that. But the horrible gameplay, and so that's why that's so specific. I could have said wavelength, but it's okay. Could have said code names because it's kind of the same thing. But
Hmm.
but it's just specifically this one because I love this game so much. But how could it be just 2 players? Now, Mysterium Park, I do believe it did alter that a little bit, and I do, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a few years since I've played that, and I think that was 2 play. I don't remember. It's fine. I have no point that I'm going with that. I just wanted to simply say that Mysterium Park, made it more accessible, easier, and not killing my wallet. to buy Mysterium. But I do say like that one specifically. And so I'm very excited to go to number one. I'm going to shut up now because going to number one, I have a more generic one. So generalization. So stay tuned.
All right.
I would like just to point out that for this one, I think we should have also like a group of games that we hate. They say they will be play a certain number of players, but
Hmm.
they just can't work with that minimum number of players. They should be honest and say, I mean, you definitely can play with this, but better if you play with this number. You will have a better experience if you play with this minimum number of players or more, right? Because
And that's the thing that I get
Right.
so upset about is like they could have cut off the 2 player. They could have done 3 to 7. That would have been
right,
fine. But I think it was they were so
Mm.
worried they wanted people who are in relationships or people who are married or whatever, has one roommate. They're like, we want to make this accessible to everybody,
exactly.
and that doesn't mean that the game is gonna be good.
No,
It's
Right.
gonna make
exactly.
Gonna make
I
a
agree.
weak point in the game, and
I
that's
agree.
Totally
that's
agree.
not good. Yeah. So that's just me though.
No, no, that's everyone.
That's everyone.
That's everyone thinking the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And well, talking about games that works with specific number of players, the game that I'm going to share now, I I remember I mentioned before we got online. We get live, Dom, that be. I will not talking about a small publisher, but I just remember that this particular game is not from a big publisher. It's from I think I don't even know if the publisher still exists or it was just one hit game or one no no what hit one game and that's it. Anyway, I would like to share this game with you.
Okay.
This game is called Float from the Deep. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on in this game. First of all, this was a Kickstarter game.
Mm-hmm.
And we have talked about this in previous episodes, about how sick sometimes Kickstarter could could be in terms of once you start digging into the Kickstarter world, like first time you back a game and you don't know anything about it, like just get into it and maybe a game called your attention because it looks great, it looks promising. You just get engaged and try to get some like, oh my god, this looks fantastic. I think it will be great, but you really don't know much about it. It just like trying to live from expectations. I will say that because you really don't know what will you get at the end. You just have
Ooh.
the hope that whatever you're backing will be great. So
Oh, 100%. Go
I
ahead.
I I backed this game with that hope, with that um, promise of getting a game that will be enjoyable for a medium to large group of people, but even at two players, you know. And it was not even good at any number of players. It's just a big failure. Look at this. It doesn't even have images because I don't think anyone would like to take a picture of this game.
No rating either.
Oh, it's
Well, okay,
uh,
that's very strange because it has a, or no, sorry, my rating. The rating is right there. I'm totally overlooking that. But
no, but look, it's just few ratings, and I think I want to say. I mean, I know I understand publishers or people uh, put a lot of effort, uh, savings, time, effort, a lot of things on their personal lives to try to get a game or a project live. And whether in Kickstarter or any other crowdfunding site, I understand. I totally understand. What I don't understand, I really don't support is the idea of selling people the idea of something that you will not 100%, you don't even, you're not even 100% sure that you're gonna be able to deliver at the end, because it's unfair also for the gamers or for the people who are buying or supporting your project to receive something that, you know I mean, don't it's just not about the quality of the game, because I think overall the production is good, the cards are good, but it's not gameplay at all. It's not a game. it's
mhm.
it's, it's just it's just a bunch of cards trying to create the illusion of a game where you are trying to escape from horrors from the sea, and you're trying to reach an island, but the way you're playing is like, what I'm doing here. It's just like throwing cards. Sometimes you don't have anything to do in your turn. Oh my god, this was a terrible experience. This was a horrific experience
Well,
playing this, trying to play this game.
and that's
Mhm.
what that's what we three have talked about a lot in this podcast, in this recording, is simply like you can have the best looking game out there, but if your gameplay is horrible, it doesn't matter. Like the whole purpose is to have fun. There's a lot of games that I own, and that art is ugly. But the thing is the gameplay is what makes
Yeah,
me keep it,
exactly.
on the shelf. And
Yep,
so I
true.
just it really matters. That's why I'm investing my money into it. I'm not investing my
Hmm.
money into the art. I'm investing my money into the experience and the gameplay. And I hate that that happened. That this is an
Hmm.
example of that, because it does, because even the box, it does look, the box looks good. Like I can tell by that they put a lot of thought and everything into that. Sure, it's a
Yes,
little
yes.
more.
Yeah,
Sure,
look at
it's
that. Look at that. Like, oh my God, let me see. So yeah, I mean, and it's not bad for a people in those sides to deliver a good looking product, a good looking production, because it's also something that you really appreciate at the end.
hmm
But that, I mean, for if you're going to deliver a good art, then why you don't just release a comic book or printings? I don't know, something that it will be more honest
hmm
to deliver to the people at the end. Look at this. It's
hmm
just
and it
uh,
looks good. And see,
look
look,
at that.
even that looks great. I just that's upsetting. That's
but but
upsetting to hear.
but and also it's something that you have to learn, um but not, you have to learn it in this way. There is no other way for you to learn,
The hard
because
way.
the hard way. Thank you, Audrey. uh,
Yep.
at some point when you don't have an idea, you don't have a clue, or you don't have other friends to guide you through this, because you're a newbie and you are very excited about everything around the board gaming hobby, you're just like, give me more, give me more. I will take everything. I would like to be in. I don't want to get behind all the things
Yeah.
that are going on or happening right now.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
it's
Don't
not
don't
it's
don't get me started.
it's not the way, honestly, people out there. Please don't. Please don't. It's
Just
not good.
don't.
It's not good. Um
More than
and I think I don't want to say, there are also people out there trying to take advantage of that knowledge. But
Hmm.
probably, who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying that's happening, but probably. And based on the experience I have with this game, now I have my doubts, because, oh my God, yeah. And on top of that, there is something that Adam is saying here, like, and you have to wait a while and
Hmm.
getting it, and it being a flop is the worst.
Yep.
100%. It's yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
on
Agreed.
top of that, So again, probably it's just one example, but probably we should call it like those games that are promising, or at least trying to create that impression on you in this Kickstarter crowdfunding pages, and at
Game
the end,
found. Yep.
it's just a pile of garbage. Um, anyway, let's move on. Adi, what is the game you want to share with us next?
Okay. So this is a game I love playing on BGA, but I don't know. I don't know how to play it, to be honest.
Okay.
So
Well,
this is
that's
another
understandable.
game that I won't get because of that, because I don't think I could play it by myself since it's a two people game. And I don't know if at some point I will get it. I mean, maybe I will, but if somebody explains the game like if I'm a 5-year-old child, because I just don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Mhm.
Because 18 times I've played this game on PGA, and I've just won the game once. So,
Okay.
and that game is Boop.
Ooh, boom, boom,
Ooh.
But
boom.
I love playing it anyway. Because
And
it's
it's so
cute.
cute.
But because it has like different versions. It has the Halloween version and it has now the Christmas version. And I
Hmm.
really enjoy playing it, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm moving cats and I'm getting cats and kittens and just placing it here and there. And yeah, I'm always losing. So, but it's really cute. I've been
Look,
enjoying playing it a
this is
lot.
this is this is the deluxe version. It comes with a real cat as well. This is the deluxe
Great.
version.
Oh, so
Mm,
cute.
look at that.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have also played this game in BGA. It was who was the person who introduced? I think it was the same one. I don't know. I don't remember who was the first time, who the first person I played this in BGA. But after a couple of times I played, it was one of those games like not for me. I mean, I understand it. I think probably will be better the for me in my case to have it on the table and
Yeah.
see if having that feeling or moving
Hmm.
the little token, the little meeples got top, I don't know, on the quill here. I don't know, something different, or something will change on the experience. But no, I think if somebody has the game and invites me to play it, I will say, yeah, okay, let's play it. But if you have something else, I will take something else, definitely.
Right.
So funny story, if y'all have a moment.
Of
Of
I
course.
course.
I got to hang out with Scott Brady. This one was made by Scott Brady, correct?
Same
That's the
too. Yeah,
designer.
I had the time. I had the opportunity to hang out with him, and he's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I looked him dead in the eye at Essen this just earlier this month, and
Uh-huh.
I looked him square in the eye and was completely honest with him and said, "I've never played one of your games, but I heard they're all fantastic."
Okay.
And I
Good.
said, and then went on to say, I have a few of them on my shelf, but I
You.
haven't played.
Okay.
And so I actually have not played Boop. I want to, but it's just one of those games where I feel like it just kind of the same in the sense with y'all, where like maybe it probably will not be for me. Maybe it's just more of
Mhm.
cute of what it is. I don't know. Maybe
Hmm.
I don't know. I've heard so many people say so many good things about it. So to hear somebody say something negative is kind of like a, because I feel like for me it was just have the game on my shelf like ready to go, but didn't get a chance to play it. Just never have. I just
Mhm.
and so
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
criminal
that's
criminally. So
guilty. Guilty.
well, I mean, I told if Scott can forgive me, I think I'm in the good. So I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
he
Yeah.
said
So,
he
and
said
I,
oh he said okay. Scott said okay, just play at least one soon. So,
Please.
it's,
Please
yeah.
do.
So
Uh,
I'm sharing the same thoughts as Basket Meeple. I think that if somebody will invite me to play it on the table, I will for sure because I've been like really enjoying it, but I won't get it for me because it's not like a one player game.
mhm. And also, I think I don't know. Honestly, for what you are getting, I consider the game a little bit expensive for what you're having. In the box, it's just bunch of meeples and this like little cute board. But it's yeah, this comfy board that is pretty much you can have yours or you can customize yours at your home with a piece of you know old clothes or whatever your favorite clothes, and you can make it work on as a board here. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it's on almost 30 bucks. So I was like, no, no, hard pass for me at that point. Look at this. It's just that's everything you have. Like two bags of
That's
that's
meatballs.
fine.
everything you need.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and
yeah,
and it's just crazy. They spend a lot of money to manufacture that. So
yeah,
Right.
that's
yeah,
what
Hmm.
it
definitely.
because
Yeah.
again, like I told you earlier, Mass people, I said I can look at a game and be able to tell, okay, that's why it costs that much because they
Mm-hmm.
spent so much money on this. So,
Right,
Yep.
right,
Hmm.
right, right.
yeah.
Anyway, well, let's move to our very first game. I know Dom has a surprise for us, and there will
Mm.
be discussion. There will
All
be,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's guarantee, and you will know why because we have talked about this earlier. And please, Dom,
Let's
start with this.
discuss.
Let's
Let's
discuss this. Let's
discuss.
have some arguments here.
So I do want to make an honorable mention. I'm gonna make my
Okay.
one
Yeah, yeah,
honorable mention. All right.
yeah.
This has nothing to do. This could have made anywhere in the top three, but it just didn't.
Okay.
Uh, but honorable mention is Cat in a Box by Bezier Games. I just trick taking. It was my first trick taking game. Didn't enjoy it. Cats and quantum
Oh.
physics. Can't get in. Well, okay. Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this.
Uh-huh.
You. It's one of those games where if you were to tell me how to play it, I've played it 4 times now. I still don't know how to play it when I walk away. But when I get in the game and get in the zone and start to get in the rhythm, I'm like, okay, I understand this. This is
Hmm.
cool. Okay, yeah, I
Mhm.
got it. And
Yeah.
then, but then I walk away 5 minutes later, and I'm like, how do I play that? How do I know what's going on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
that's
Mhm.
beside the point. That's my honorable mention.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect.
number one, a very general, overall answer to this, but awful horrors in Halloween gaming. Number one, majority of deck builders.
Deck
Oh
builders,
wow.
just
Okay.
like that.
Deck
Deck builders.
Majority.
deck builders.
I I have played probably around. I'm inching closer to 10 different deck builder games,
Hmm.
and I have not found any that I particularly enjoy. So it's just something with the mechanic I don't enjoy. So let me just put it out there. So here's the story behind it. My very first game that I ever played, and Mass Maple, you can put whatever deck builders you want to up there. But
It just came out of my mind. Yeah. So.
the very first deck builder I played was a game about you building your cult, and it sounds
Hmm.
super cool, but the game lasted 2 to 4 hours.
Wow, it's very long for a deck building.
One game,
Yep.
yeah, and a deck builder, and it
Wow.
was it was horrendous. That was my first taste of a deck builder. And don't get me wrong, I love a good long game night, but I don't have like the time. Like I had to sit there, take a break, and say, "All right,
Mhm.
everybody, let's get some snacks, go to the take a bathroom break, whatever." I was like, this is too much. Like this is too. I'm not going to sit here and play a game where I shuffle the cards
Yeah.
Hmm.
for 4 hours. That's I could be, that's I could, I was just laughing about it. I was like, there's so much other things that I could do and so many other games I could have played instead of this one. So that was the one that left a bad taste in my mouth. Then I played Dominion and I was like, it's shorter. Okay. It's not as bad.
Hmm.
I was like, it's okay. I was like,
Right.
but it's still
Uh-huh.
not great. I don't see the appeal to this one. And then I played Clank and still just didn't see the appeal. And now I've played some deck builders by some medium to small publishers to see their spin and their take on it. And I'm just like, it's not there. It's not. There's only that it's just not I was like, it's just not there. And I don't know what it is about that mechanic that I just do not like. Now, I will say this. I've played some deck building games with some aspiring publishers and aspiring and designers. Very first games that they're trying to, first or second games they're trying to get out. And I will say this: I gave good critique on it, but I said this could be better. So I'm very open to playing deck builders. If the
Mhm.
amount of deck builders that I've played is not prevalent enough, I'm willing to give it a try. Like it's just I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. It's the building your deck, but then also like having that TCG aspect of it where it's like old school like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like heart of the cards, trust what I'm drawing type of
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
whatever you get, it's gonna be
yeah.
lucky. And I'm like, at that point, I should just play a TCG. Like I should just build
Mhm.
my own deck and play it with that. But having to, you know, for some of them, being able to having to pay for it, having to do this, gather resources or other aspects of the game where I'm having to just honestly just sit there and build a deck, and it
Right.
just doesn't do good for me. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that's my say. So I'll be quiet and defend my stance if anyone has any opposing argument.
I don't know. I saw Audrey raising her hand, so I don't know if you want to go first.
I wanted to add that I played the Clank Legacy version
Okay.
and I really enjoyed it. So I don't have anything against deck builders or deck building games because I have enjoyed some of them, not
Hmm.
all of them, but that's one of the games that I've enjoyed the most. And I think it was as a group, like the group I had, it was one of the best experiences of
Mm.
us like starting that game, playing through the entire legacy thing and just finishing the
Hmm.
game. It was like really rewarding. So
Hmm.
maybe you can try a different version of deck builders.
Again, as I said, I'm not opposed to giving it a try. So maybe so. Maybe I'm missing a legacy in my life. Legacy does
Yeah.
elevate some games
Mm-hmm.
to my opinion. So maybe that's it. Maybe it'll elevate the mechanic.
Hmm. Well,
Yep.
here's the thing in my case, because I'm a huge fan of deck builders. I love it. Um, I love specifically that aspect of the game, the mechanic itself. Sorry, and I think this is why you mentioned this old school TCG, and that was one of my gateways to. I won't say the board games because that's not like the TCG are not. I don't know if they're
Mhm.
not considered board games per se, but I always enjoy playing that kind of games, card games and stuff. So when I first play a game that allow me to play that in a similar fashion as I used to play with the TCGs, it was like, oh my God, I really like the way I have this feeling of not only create my deck but also doing the same in a different way every time. So I don't even have to spend like, I don't know, hundreds of dollars to get a good cards in order to create a good deck in a TCG game.
And that's a fair point. That really is, and that's really good because as we've said already on this podcast, I'm deep into a TCG right now,
Hmm.
and maybe that'll change my perspective when I get into maybe when I get back to a deck builder. Maybe I don't know. I leave it very open ended. I leave it at number one just because every deck builder that I've played, almost 10, have not been good, and
I,
I've
I,
given them replays and tries and I leave it at this optimistic outlook that if you have a
mhm.
deck builder game, please suggest it to me, and I will gladly give it a try.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
and especially because right now, I mean, I am showing Dominion because this is like the father of deck building games, and board gaming. But I think nowadays, the deck builders have changed a lot of trying to uh, include new mechanics to not just have the deck building part, but also now like in games with Lost Ruins of Arnak, for instance, or Dune Imperium. That I think those I consider those two games that changed the game. The fashion that you were used to just
Hmm.
create the decks and whatever. So because I thought at some point a lot of gamers were like, oh, another deck building. Well, what else could you offer me? Because
Hmm.
it's just if you just change the characters or the art, you will get the same feeling. It's not big different. So either
Hmm.
you have one or other, and you will have the same thing delivered. But then with these two games, this is when you really, I mean, in my case, I felt like there was something else where you can take a good approach or a good chance to get more from the mechanic from the deck
Yep.
buildings. So that's what I love. That when I read this, every time I rediscover a new one, and then on top of that, a lot of deck buildings are highly thematic, or at least trying to include thematics that I really enjoy. That's probably also why I love deck building so much as well. So because the games that I have, the deck builders that I have are from themes that I love maybe I watch a series, a cartoon series when I was a child. So now there's a deck building now, like Power Rangers, for instance, or Saint Seiya,
Hmm.
things like that. So I look, oh my God, yeah, once again I will play with the character from my childhood. Poof, yeah, there you go. Boom. Then
How
and
nostalgia gets us. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know things like that. So I honestly understand, and I think one of the things that a lot of people from for people that I also heard that don't like the deck buildings, the argument that or I have listened from them is once you are good or start getting good as a deck building player, you can take advantage of that knowledge of probably new players or players that are just probably start playing deck buildings. And that's true. Because if you know how to play Dominion, for instance, you know the basics of deck building. And then anytime you play another similar game, you will have advantage over
Hmm.
other players. I
Mm,
think that's also one of the things that probably if you play with a like, very experienced player and it's the first time you play it, probably you will hate it because you will lose badly. So it will probably another disadvantage for games like that.
right. And I don't think that I had anybody who was truly experienced in that game per se. So let's go back to the very first one. I was playing with people who or no, the very first game I played with my wife, and then the very second game was a guy who used to be my roommate
Mm.
who was like I don't he was like I don't want to play Catan anymore.
Good for you.
He said he went to buy Dominion, and he said let's play it, and we played it, and we had no idea what we were doing. All of us were just sitting around the table like what's going on, because we literally opened it up, quickly skimmed the rule book, just got playing. Then Clank, I was with experienced players, but I didn't feel like I had that where it was more
Hmm.
experienced. It was I don't know, just something about the mechanic itself has just
Mhm.
it just doesn't wow me. It doesn't intrigue me. Doesn't have me think. It's
Yeah,
just
that's fair.
simply
That's fair.
yeah. It's simply I the old phrase of I made my bed, now I'm going to lie in it.
Right.
Yeah,
And of course meaning like whatever card I choose to be put into my deck later on, it's going to
yeah,
be there, and hopefully it's good in 5 turns from now.
yeah, yeah.
It's
No, that yeah, that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair. Yeah,
yeah.
I
So that's where it gets me hung up. So, anyways, let's go ahead. Let's move along. Unless y'all have any more arguments to it,
no, no,
Oh,
tell me,
no.
I do.
yell at me.
So I have a question.
Yeah,
Still related to deck building games. Have you played Smash Up?
not yet. That one's on the list.
Okay, that's a fun one.
Okay,
You may want to try that one.
okay, okay.
And also, I've heard from like a huge fan of, or like several huge fans of that game, that that's one of
I
the
know.
greatest games out there related to like deck building, which is Marble Champions. I'm not sure
Oh yeah,
if
ooh,
you've
yeah.
tried it.
No, I haven't. No,
I
again,
haven't tried it, so I won't be able to say anything about it. But I've heard it's a great deck building game, so you may want to try that one too.
I'll give it a try. Yeah,
And
Again, different way to play
right,
or yeah.
and also I've heard that the Lord of the Rings, like the card game, is like really good. I've
mhm.
been doing that because I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, but I don't know if I will like enjoy playing Lord of the Rings by myself. But I could give it a try too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
The card game. I would say probably the closest thing to deck building. Well, okay, I would say because I always thought that the Lord of the Rings card game. I never played it, but I've always had it in a big comparison.
Mhm.
People saying, "Oh, it's like Arkham Horror," and I'm like,
It is. No, it is. It
Arkham
is.
Horror, okay. And
It
I
is.
was like the card game, and I was
Mhm.
like, That was
Hmm.
the one, and that's the one thing where I don't feel like Arkham Horror, the card game, is a deck building game. So
Mhm.
at least the base
It's
Okay.
what they're calling, because you can also customize your deck, but it's not like you're building a game during the game. You build the game with the cards that you're getting from different
hmm
pack from different
isn't it living card game? Isn't
living
that
card game. Thank you.
yeah
Yes, LCG, living
Mm.
card games. Yeah,
yeah?
living card
I
game.
thought that
So
I
it's
thought that
something in between the deck buildings and TCG. Let's put it
okay.
that way.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And so, but
It's a middle point.
I'll look into that. I know there's a lot of expansions out there for it. I know that for a fact. And then
Yeah.
Mhm.
as well, I know that as well there was another one that was mentioned that I haven't played, and that was Dune Imperium. I haven't
Oh,
played that, so I'm
Yeah, Dune
again
Imperium is good.
I'm willing to give these a chance. It's just
Yeah,
I
no,
gotta get to it again.
no, that's fine.
you're
Again,
good.
again, it's like three or four big titles. The rest of them have been like people who are designing and trying to get there, or it's their small publishers that nobody would know about, or it's not going to be on Board Game Geek. So
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try. So don't
Yeah.
take it away as this has been super negative. I'm
This is not
getting my
final. Maybe,
It's not.
maybe next time you're here, you will say we will hear you saying something different. Like, you know what? That I played this game that changed my life. That changed my perspective about deck buildings, and now I'm a huge fan of deck buildings.
Nice.
Here's a
All right.
southern phrase for you. I will eat crow. There we go.
Oh my God! Wow! Wow.
All right.
And I like it.
Meaning I will eat my own foot. I will eat my own shoe. Foot in
Okay.
my mouth,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
I will sit here and say, well, with all full of my heart, I will simply say, I was wrong. Deck builders are fun. So
Perfect.
we will give it
Good.
a try. Okay,
All right.
let's.
We'll work
Uh,
on that, and we'll make you change your mind. Yeah. Anyway, let's move to our final games. Adri, do you want to go first, or you want me to continue with the
You
flow of
can.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go.
So, speaking of games or mechanics, there's one in particular that I don't really enjoy, and that is the party games. So, party games I consider games that are, at the beginning I thought like there would be, how can I say, uh, dope games. No, I don't know, games that they're just like silly games, but doesn't offer you something. Um, I don't know. Maybe just the taste of the way I enjoy, or the way I like playing games. But party games, it's hard for me to find a party game that I really enjoy. There are some out there that I have played in the past, and I can say now that I like them. But most of them, they're just a hard pass for me. But this is even a hardest pass for me in this, if I put it that way. So the game is Everything Ever. And I don't like this game for two reasons. First one is because it's a party game. Second is because even for a party game, I think it's a very empty game. So pretty quick, the game is about having some cards on the table, and there are category cards. So basically, you have to mention something related with that category on the card, of the cards in the table. So every time the turn passes to the next player, that player should say something different related with that category. So I think it's fine for people who enjoy just, you know trying to hang out in a party, getting drunk, and start, a round of doing silly things or phrases. But I think the biggest issue for me on this game is also because I think this game is very focused on the pop culture, American pop culture, and I'm not that familiar with that fashion. You know, I, I found it very hard for me to explain or get examples of the categories that are on the table every time. So every time it was my turn, I just sometimes I have to pass because I don't have like a sci-fi show of this of the 80s. I don't know. I don't. I'm not that familiar with that category. But the thing is, because you have like a bunch of cards, every time you have a new category on the table, and you don't have the a word to say, you're just waiting there to or having a hard time trying to think and not being excluded from the party, you know. So
Right. Yeah.
that's what I got frustrated with this game, because for being a party game, I think it should be something that all the players involved should feel that you are participating
Hmm.
in the game somehow. And I tried it again. I tried a couple of times, and I thought it was a good idea to bring that game on the Christmas party, after party,
Mm.
And it was just like looking at. I felt bad. I felt bad for the people who were playing the game because they were not having fun. So I felt guilty. I felt guilty because it was me who tried to make this game to have, or the people have fun with this game, and it was a great failure. And that's what I just don't like the game. And it was like, no, no, not anymore,
How
not
dare
anymore.
you? How dare you? Party every single party game ever invented is fun.
No, it's just
I'm joking. I believe like there should definitely in even in party games there should be like challenges like to it, but like never to feel like it's an impossible feat to understand, like an impossible thing to understand or get along with in that aspect. So one party game that I just absolutely love is Don't Get Got, and there are some challenges in that one because
Hmm.
you have it's like going around at a party and I'll just give you an example. You trying to give somebody to say that you're not good looking or something like that. Something silly. And so it's just the understanding of that social environment and getting people to understand that. And sure, there are challenges, but the thing is nobody really ever feels left out in that game. That's a silly game, but
Mhm.
it's a fun party game and it's a fun thing to take to parties where everything ever, it sounds like, unless you were just born and or familiar with US culture, like, being
Hmm.
left out
Mhm.
just being something that's there.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that
and
where it's where just one singular individual being just left out.
and also because we try it uh with only Latino friends who speak Spanish. We're from different countries, and at some point there was some like category, like a everything, all the comedians, let's put it that way, stand-up comedians, right? So every one of us were mentioning a different comedian, but we were not sure that if they were saying the true or not. I mean, we had just to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm fine," because I don't know, you know, I don't know if the person you're talking to is really a stand-up comedian or not. This is a very
Right.
local comedian. And
Right.
okay, it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'll say something else. Oh, is that a comedian? Yeah, okay, good. So
Hmm.
what? No, it's not, it doesn't have any sense. I mean, everyone can say something, and because you cannot, like, or otherwise you have to fact check everything, and it will be terrible to start googling
Hmm.
everything, and like that. It doesn't make any sense.
Being
Yep.
so
Yeah.
competitive that you're like, hold on, I'm going to Google this.
Yeah. Let me see
I,
if that's true.
I
I, I,
have to be right.
I will watch this Netflix comedy special and make sure he's funny. So I will make sure that you're talking with
Yeah. True.
before the next person taking their turn. I will have to make sure that it is really a comedian. Things
Hmm.
like that. So that's why I found it terrible. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So, Audrey, what was the last?
I'm still cracking up just in the middle of a game. Hold on. I gotta watch,
Yes,
make sure it's funny.
Yeah.
Whole hour of just watching.
I know, and I'm pretty sure if everyone will start watching that, especially, it will be more fun than keep playing the game. That's for
Playing the
sure.
Right.
It will be more laughs. Ari, what's your last game?
Okay. So this one I've been playing only on BGA. I know that it is a party game, so I'm combining party game and deck builder now. Some
Oh
of the
my
ones that
God!
you have said.
Wow,
And
this is a coincidence, everyone. It is not
right.
something that we're playing.
I've heard it's a great game, but I didn't play it up until a few days ago when Brian from 96 Games invited me over to play it on BGA, and I was like,
Mhm.
looks fun, but mm, there's something missing to it. I don't know. And everybody saying, no, it's a great game. No, I've been really enjoying it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing, but it's challengers.
Oh, challenger. Oh,
Hmm.
hmm, the one with the dinosaurs on the in the cover,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. Okay, I see it. There you go.
Yeah, I've been playing that with Brian a lot, and I think I've won once,
I
but that's
don't
it.
know why.
And I didn't know why. Right.
I don't know why and how. That's the
Mm-hmm.
worst.
Didn't
But
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll ask the question later.
but it's still a deck builder game. You're getting some cards every round, and then you switch them for some other cards, and then you just start like fighting each other and see who wins the round, basically. But seems fun, but it seems like really plain. So I don't know if I'm missing something or if I need to play with a lot of people in a table to see if I would really enjoy
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, there are some games like that that you need to play it in real life to
Hmm.
have a different perspective and to maybe there are some others that even if you play it in real life, they suck. I understand.
But it looks like
That's
fun. I mean,
fine.
like
That's
seeing
fine.
like the images and some of the components from the
Mm.
game on BGA and from the game pictures that you're showing, it looks fun.
A solo. It also has a
It
solo
also
mode.
yeah, it also has a solo mode, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know how would that be like playing solo
Yeah.
Did
anyway. But yeah.
didn't this win Game of the Year last year or came close? I'm not sure. Uh,
Mm.
I'm not
So
sure.
maybe
I
there.
can't
So
remember.
maybe there is something you're missing. Definitely, Albert.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yep.
No, I don't
I,
know. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
thought it came close. So it was probably a
Oh,
finalist or
look
something.
at that. The
Oh,
awards and honors. Look at that. Yeah.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
well,
that's
I
Kenner
was
Spiel des Jahres.
oh,
well.
okay.
That wasn't a fever dream. Awesome.
It was a winner
That was
2023. So winner for 2023. Yep.
Uh-huh. Still is not that good rated. So, man, there's a yeah. I think it's one of those games that depends on the taste of the
And the
players.
group and
Also,
the players, right? Mm-hmm.
but
mm,
yeah, a lot of dependency. So, yeah,
Yep. True.
yeah, lot of ifs.
Ifs.
lot of factors you got to come into it. It just really is. It really is.
Yeah.
There's so many factors that come into play. And let me tell you this: I've not seen this game played like at a booth at a convention, but I will say this: the people who are working booths know what they're doing, and they know how to
Yeah.
sell you on a game. So the people who
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
rated this,
Hmm.
they probably like I don't know. I don't know who rated what. I don't know everybody's story, but I will say this: I've gotten a lot of games where I thought it was fun demoing at a booth,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
took it back and I was like, "This game is crap. It is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it is so bad."
There you have.
Mm,
Yes.
And I
there
was
you
like,
have it.
now I'm stuck with it. Maybe
Uh,
who knows? Who knows? Maybe the people who rated it, that's what they first said. I don't
Uh,
know. I
and the
don't
yep.
know.
worst part is I think you are trying to. In my, I'll put this my example here. Last GameCon, I was working with Tabletop Tycoon, and I was demoing a game. that I honestly didn't enjoy when the time I played. I mean, it was like okay for me,
Hmm.
but I don't know why something happened to me during the time I was working there, and I did my best to try to show people that, oh my god, you have to take this game. So I put a lot of effort, a lot of energy demoing the game. That this is true story. We sold out the copies of the game
Wow.
during the convention. I'm not saying it was because of me. That's not because I
Oh, it
only
was
had one
clearly
shift.
because of you.
It was a lot of shift. I was other shifts working along the day, but I would say, like, honestly, I saw and I was witness a lot of people took the game after the explanation. For some reason, I was like got surprised myself, like how much. I mean, the amount of energy that I spent demoing the game and trying to convince other people that you should have this game. And it was at some point I felt guilty, like I don't know, I'm not receiving any commissions for selling more games, so what I'm doing this anyway. But something, I mean, it's just
Mhm.
maybe the vibe or the energy that you're being there and trying to do your job, maybe, or I don't know,
I would.
whatever.
I don't know. I was just throwing an example out there of what it could be and what it could possibly be, but like I don't know how it could have. Audrey, I trust your gameplay style and I trust the games that you like and don't like, but it's just really interesting to see how a game like that, especially on BGG, could be rated as 7 out of 10
Hmm.
Mhm.
and be winner game of the year. That's wild to me. I don't know. I don't know. That's
Yes.
kind of a low number for a game of the year winner. I don't know.
No, no,
Maybe
no. I agree.
maybe
I agree.
maybe
Mhm.
maybe whoever maybe whoever lost, people just went through and started like hate reviewing it. Like, just this game is awful. How dare it beat out my
Or
favorite game?
or maybe it was a very bad year and the losers were below the 7.1. So
Well, that's true too.
Right.
get figure,
Probably.
get
Mhm.
figure.
I would.
Anyway,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, yeah, that one probably. So we are just closing the episode. It's just like very excited to be here, talking about what we love, or one of the things that we love most, which is talking about board games, and just sharing our thoughts and trying to learn more about all various aspects of the gaming industry and the gaming hobby. Dom, we normally close the episode talking about what we call chismecito, which is an actual real world in Spanish. And by that, we just try to share whatever dirty gossip we have heard or we want to share with the audience related with board game. This is a suggestion. If you want to share something else not related with board game, is always welcome as well. But I mean, we normally share board game gossips or chismecitos. So
Right.
if you have something to say, whatever you think is worth to share here, the floor is yours.
I will say I've been I going to so many conventions and having my ear to the ground and listening to what everybody's saying in the whispers and just listening,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
listening on. I would definitely say that it is going to be a very promising year for 2025 with the
Ooh.
amount of games that will be coming out that at least seem intriguing, whether that and very interesting, whether that be with component wise or seeing how that played and how that's done. I think that there will
Mhm.
be a lot of promising um, aspects around it, and so I think 2025 is going to be a really good year for games. I really
Ooh.
do. I think that's my say so on some of the stuff that's coming out, and that's just in general. There's going to be a lot of
Mhm.
stuff that fly under the radar, like a lot of people are not going to know about, maybe because it's a
Oh.
smaller team and publishers not having that. But like
Hmm.
I'm thinking of games right now of people that I've talked to since 2023 who are just
Mhm.
now getting their game, and it's super exciting to see
Oh,
their
wow.
very first game that they're going to publish. I'm not going to say the games because things
Of course
happen
not.
and stuff gets pushed back, but Kickstarter is going to be a very, very busy year for 2025. And
Wow.
it's
Woo.
going to
Whoa.
be good. It's going to be good.
All
Um,
right.
yes, yes. And so that's very exciting. But to just go along with that and say what I'm doing, that's the only thing I wanted to say. But to go along and say what I'll be doing is I love doing TikToks, I love doing reels, I love doing my YouTube shorts and stuff like that. But I do aspire in 2025, especially as we're ending the month of October as we're recording. I do want to step over and do more YouTube, actual long, like lengthy content. And so that's
Awesome.
one of the things that I'm looking to do as well, trying to uh, potentially and possibly get
Hmm.
any of the games that I'm working on to
Mhm.
possibly be put, you know, through a publisher or just say screw it and self-publish them myself.
That's great.
But I have a couple of games in mind that I've been working on for a few, about a year or two, and I'm just super excited for that. I'm not a designer, but there are a couple of games that I think could be beneficial to the board game community and just being able to potentially get those out there.
Awesome.
To recap with that, that's good year for games. Looking to do different styles of content, and then
Mhm.
number three was just maybe potentially actually get these ideas out of my head and actually create a game and get
Wow.
out
Great.
there and get to work on it. So
Wow, that's amazing.
Like I said, you're living the dream, man. You have the
Mhm.
job, you have the the projects um ongoing and upcoming. So that's
mhm.
great. That's great.
Design
Yep.
design is a completely different field than manufacturing, and so it is
Yeah.
a completely different field. And so manufacturing is the day job, but
Hmm.
trying to design whole different field. I don't know what to expect, and I'm super excited. So I hopefully I will get that finalized in 2025. Finally get one of my like four games I have in my head to
Oh,
go with. And so
Hopefully
great.
you
we'll see. Yeah,
we,
and hopefully next year I'll see you at a convention and we'll maybe get to play it or something. So we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah,
All
perfect.
right.
Yeah, maybe next time you're here, you will be talking about the new games and the new projects that you're, you know,
Mhm.
um, yeah, the new things that are
So many.
coming
Yeah,
for them. So, yeah, that would be
we'll
great.
have another 2.5 hour podcast of just everything.
Why not?
Woohoo.
Next time they'll do it 4 hours. What
Why
Text
about
not?
that?
message.
What about
Why
that?
not?
Yes, yes.
Why not? Because
Why
this
not?
is fun. That's why.
It is fun.
It's been 2.5 hours. Wow, the time flies.
Right?
Audrey, please want to share the chismecito for tonight.
So I'm not sure if it's like recent chismecita, but I saw
It is,
it myself recently. So there's an Azul board game for two people coming out.
yeah, duel. Now everything is
Azul
duel.
Duo. Yeah.
Azul duel. Yes. I don't know what to think about that.
I'm excited for that.
I don't know. I think Azul works perfectly fine with two players
Yep.
already. I don't know.
That that was
It's
gonna
like
make my
ever
list
duel.
too. Azul for two players. It's also on there. It's not fun to me.
Yeah, no,
Maybe this one is gonna be fun for you. So we'll see about that.
yeah,
Fingers crossed.
yeah. Uh, Perfect. Yeah, good news. Yeah, we'll need to check out and see what's in the new.
Oh,
Hopefully, it's something different, at least a little detail that change the gameplay in a way and makes it better for just playing with two players. Definitely. So
right.
that will be something
Mm-hmm.
worth to take a look. All right. So yeah, just to close that, I'd like to share that there is a couple of expansion. Well, there's one expansion that I'm really curious about. This is a new root
Um,
box
mm-hmm.
coming. I think it's in Kickstarter already. If not, it's just going to be released very soon. But yeah, so new factions. Root is a game from one of my top designers I mean, that hasn't disappointed me yet.
Not
not
yet.
not yet.
Not yet. They will.
Not
They
Mm.
will. No, I'm joking.
yeah. That's what I want. I would like to. I would like to meet him because there's a phrase there that don't meet your heroes. It will be a huge disappointment. So I don't want to. I just want to keep playing the
Yeah,
games.
it's already in Kickstarter and it's already funded. So
Yeah, of course it should.
Whoop
How?
whoop.
yeah.
But yeah, new factions, new critters, uh, new boards. I hope yeah, new things. Root is the asymmetric game in my
It's,
opinion. So
it is.
we'll
It
see,
is very
we'll
good.
see.
It is
It's
very
really
good.
nice, really nice.
Can I
Hmm.
Um,
can I be honest and tell y'all something that's really funny, just very quickly?
of
Of course.
course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So working with a manufacturer, you get to display all the games at a table or at a booth whenever you have
Hmm.
this. And the thing about manufacturers is that they make these games like little extra, like because they've already printed the mass production of them and things like that. And so, anyways, make a long story short, sometimes I get to take a couple of games home
Hmm.
from the
Oh,
booth. I don't,
okay.
but the thing is that they're always a surprise because I'm just kind of giving them and said, "Hey, go take these home. We don't want to take them back
Yeah.
to the factory, like type of thing." So that's why I don't buy as many games because I know I'm probably taking home a good portion of them at like
Yeah,
All
Gen
right.
Con or whatever. And so
right.
I was so excited because I finally got Root. I finally got it. Only,
Woo.
only to only to find out that everything was in German.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
So I have it
oh,
sitting on my shelf and it's in German. And I get to tell
Mm,
no.
people I have root. I just don't understand what it is.
No,
right. Oh
and
no.
I think Root is one of those games that you need to have it in the language that you really understand because especially at the beginning when you're learning the game, you have to go uh, back and take a look on your board every time to just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do correctly. And that's a shame, man. It's a shame. Hopefully, I mean, I think right now the base game should be like very accessible for pretty much everyone in terms of trying
Hmm.
to get the copy of the game.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of interest now with the new expansion because it's a great game. I really like it. It's one of my
But
top games.
I
Hmm.
mean, you can get the rulebook print out in English also.
Yes, yes, I know.
Should be available to
I have
you to like print it out.
I have a good giggle over it just because it's in German and I'm too lazy to go and look for the English rule book online. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, I'll get to it.
this is the beauty of when you really love and you're a fan of a board game as well. Well, just right quick, there is a deck building game that I love and a huge fan because of the thematic of the game. Um, there is an anime series. I think it was known here as the Knights of the Zodiac, uh,
Mm,
right?
Okay.
So I'm a huge fan of that cartoon. And they have a deck building, but they are only have available in French and Italian.
Oh.
mm,
And because of that, I have the base game and the two expansions that are available already on my shelf in French
Hmm.
because I love that so much. So every time we played, I have the phone here and just translate with that, and I try to make it work. Now it's not that difficult because it's just a deck building game. So,
mhm.
Hmm.
but
Right.
even though it's one of those cases when it doesn't matter the language, just want to have the game is what is worth
Hmm.
And I have it, but I eventually will figure out if I
it.
want if I'm that passionate to play it or not,
Yeah,
and
right, right, right,
put in
right.
extra work on top of learning how to play it. So yeah,
Get it.
I'm gonna yeah. And so
Yeah,
I'll
eventually,
eventually,
at
but
some point.
that's my little funny story about Root is I can now tell
Oh,
people I have it, I just don't understand a word in it.
Okay.
exactly. Perfect. Yeah. At some point.
So, anyways,
Anyway.
I didn't mean to
Anyway.
sidetrack the conversation. I'm sorry.
No, no,
No,
no,
not at
no.
all.
Come
You're
on.
good. You're good.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a really fun night. I mean, really, really, you don't really know how much we appreciate you being here tonight. Such pleasure. Like I said, we can just spend, not spend, but have more time, just talking about board games and whatever related with the hobby, because there's a lot more to talk about.
Hmm.
But I know for sure that there will be more time eventually to just keep talking. At why not just attend some conventions and play for
Right.
real? Have some room
Absolutely.
to play, because at the end, I mean, that's the whole point of all this. Keep playing, and through that we can just have more topics and more ideas to talk about the board games itself.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And find more games to not like, and find more games to fall in love with, and find more games to
w-
make you want to flip tables. Like it's just it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
we need topics for the episode. We are just short on that, so we need more. That- anyway, so Adi, I don't know if you want to add something before we
No,
close the episode.
that's all on me.
Perfect. So once again, thank you so much, Dom. It was been a good night. It
Thank
was
you,
a
Dom.
fantastic night. We really enjoyed the time we have here tonight, and we hope we can have you here in the future. You know,
Yeah, let's schedule for another time. Thank you both, and as well your other co-host is Axel, correct? It's,
Yep.
Axel. Yeah, yeah, you can
yeah,
call whatever. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
same. Just
It's the other guy.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter. The other guy.
yeah, yeah.
The other guy.
Anyways, well, thank y'all. Thank you to him as well. Thank you too for allowing me to be here. I enjoyed this. This has been incredibly fun. Thank you for putting up with my silly
Woo.
stories and changing subjects and things like that. But
Me
I
too.
I genuinely have a blast with these types of things, and especially people who I consider to be my good friends. So thank
Oh,
y'all again. I
It's been
we,
great.
genuinely,
we love the
yeah.
chaos. We love the chaos, so we're fine.
Yeah, yeah.
We're fine. We're fine.
Trust me. It gets. I'm at out of a 10. I'm probably at a 6 right now. So one day you'll get me at a 10, and we will just be
Oh, it's gonna be wild.
Whatever the topic is. We're not going to talk about it. So,
No, it won't matter. Don't. It won't matter anyway. So that's fine.
but seriously though, thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you
once again.
for your time.
So, so there it is. Thank you as well for people who joined the streaming. Adam, who was commenting on the chat, and I know for sure there were some couple of fellas that they took me on in other chats saying that it was a great night. So thank you all, and we hope to see you here next week. We hope to be here next week, and we hope Axel revive next week as well, for the third time.
Yeah.
For the third time, and could make it. So anyway, it's been a great time. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you, everyone.
Of course.
See you next time to talk more about what happened after game night. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
There you go.